Hello everyone, I'm Sambhu sir, presenting my first video of computer application for class 10th. Student, this is one of the important chapter that I'm going to teach you today. Before starting, I would like to request you please sit with pen and copy. Dear students, try to write all the definitions that I will give you during the video. But first of all, let's I clarify you what are the things that we are going to discuss today. The first is what is a method. The first topic that we are going to discuss today is what is a method. Second one is what is the need of a method in a program. What is the need of a method? Why we will use method in a program. Third one is how to define a method, how to create a method, and fourth is what are the different ways of creating a method, and the last one is how we will call a method. So students, first of all, our first question is what is a method. So right here, a method. A Java method is a collection of statements. A Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform a specific action. A Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform a specific action. Write it. Dear students, as you know, Java is an object-oriented programming language. That means any action can be take place through method, and these methods have to exist as a part of class. Let's take an example. If you have remembered in previous class, that is in standard 9, our program structure was like that. Class, any name, that means class name, opening bracket, void, display, or sometimes we use void main, then again opening bracket, then the some statements of the programs, and then closing bracket. This is the closing of the void display method, and again one closing bracket. This is the closing of class. So this was our structure that we have studied in the class 9. So see, this is display or the main. This is called the method. This is a method, and these all are the statements of a program, and these all statements are written inside a method. These all statements are written inside a method. This is a simple format of a program in Java. So in Java, all the statements, all the statements we always write inside a method. We always write all the statements inside a method. That means first sentence is clear. A Java method is a collection of statements. These are the statements, and so many statements are grouped under an opening and closing brackets. Therefore, this method, that means the void display, is a collection of these all statements. And second, they are grouped together. They are grouped together to perform a specific action. Suppose this program is for finding simple interest. That means these all statements are used to find the simple interest. That means this method is specially for finding the simple interest. Therefore, we can say that these statements are grouped together to perform a specific action, and that specific action is to find the simple interest. Got it? So this way we can say that a method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform a specific action. Write this example. A method is also called as function. So sometimes we will call it method, sometimes call it function, but it is clear that both are the name of same thing. Function, or in some other programming language it is also called as subroutine, procedure, etc. Then the second topic is why we will use a method in the program. Why we will use the method in the program? क्यों यूज करेंगे? See, take an example. Suppose to find out square root in Java, we have a function that is math.sqrt. Math.sqrt. So math.sqrt is a function that is used to find the square root of a positive number. Suppose we have a question that write a program to find the square root of 4 different positive numbers. Write a program to find out the square root of 4 different method. And in Java, we don't have the facility of this function. Means this function is not available in Java. What we will do then? Then we have to write the program to find out the square root. We have to write the program to find out the square root. Then suppose if we have to find the square root of 4 different number, we have to write the program of square root 4 different times. 4 different times. In this way, what happens? Our program becomes lengthy, it becomes complex. So to resolve this the solution of this problem is SQRT. If we will use SQRT, then we can write in the program 4 times math.sqrt. Math.sqrt. Number 1, again number 2, again number 3, number 4. This way, in 4 line only, we can find the square root of 4 different number. But it is possible only when we have a facility of math.sqrt. If we don't have the facility in Java, then we have to write the program to find out the square root 4 times. So see, the first reason is to use a method is a method can reduce the length of a program. Got it? This is the example. A method can reduce the length of a program. You don't have to write these all things. This is for your understanding. A method can reduce the length of a program. Second one. Since we have a method math.sqrt, but when we are using the function math.sqrt, it is simply when we put a positive number inside the parameter of sqrt, and the sqrt function calculate the square root and return back to it as. That it means what happens inside the function we don't know. What happened inside the function, what type of program is written inside this function, we don't have any idea. That means a method hides the low level program code. Third, see, method sqrt is used here once, again here, and here. In this program, we have used it 4 times. That means a method can be reused, reused as many times as required. Copy it. And the fourth part is, see, in standard 9 we are doing our program in only one method. That is just under void display or void main. But basically in any program we have to do three main things. First is input the value. Second is processing. Processing means why this value is entered here. Okay. Third one is displaying the result. Means one is input, then processing, and then output. These are the three basic work of a program. First we will input the numbers. Suppose we have to find the square root. Same way, same example. We have to find the square root. First, what we will do first? We have to input a positive number. Then we will use a math.sqrt function to find the square root. This part is processing, and after finding the square root, we have to print it. So this is output. So input, processing, and output. There are three major works in a program. Suppose if we are going to prepare a large program, suppose like a software, is it possible to do all the three works in one method? No, it cannot be possible. Generally, any large work in anywhere or in any other field, all the large work are divided into group, divided into a small segment. In the same way, we will divide the same processing in three parts. We will use one method for input, one method for calculating or processing, one method for output. One method is for input, one method is for a calculation, one method is for output. Then again you can ask, why sir? Why we will do this? Because suppose we are writing a program of 10 pages, a large program. In the first part, we declared all the variable. In second, third, fourth, and fifth, sixth, seventh page, we perform all the calculation part. Okay, and in the last 9th and 10th page, we display the result. Okay, first and second page, we declared all the variables, constant, whatever. In the middle pages means third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. we perform all the calculation related work, and last 2 pages we display all the results. Suppose when we are going to compile this program, after completing the program we have to compile it. When we are going to compile this program, I found an error in page number 7. I found an error in page number 7. And this error is related to page number 1. That means a declaration part. I found an error in page number 7 and this error is related to page number 1, that is in the declaration section. Then what we have to do? Again I go back to page number 1. Again I go back to page number 1. I rectify that error. Again I will come back to page number 7 and again rectify that related error. So do you think this is quite a lengthy work? No. So again, if the same things, if these all things are programmed in 3 different modules, 3 different sections means declaration part in one method, that is input, processing part is one method, that is calculate, and the display part, that means the result printing part, is one method, that is display or print, whatever. So if we will find an error in this part, that error will be either in page number 1 or page number 2. So this is very easy for us to find out the error, and if we will find the error, it is very easy to remove it. In the same way, if any error which is displaying in the calculation part, that may be in page number 6, 7 and 8, and that is very easy to find and very easy to remove. So what happened? If we will use any large program in a segment wise, module wise, method wise, it is very easy for us to find the error, very easy to us to find the errors and removing the errors. So the last part is using advantages of using function is easy to find the errors, and one more thing, errors in computer language is called a bug, and the removing errors, the process of removing errors is called as or termed as debug. So when we will find the error very easily, it is very easy to debug it. Okay, so easy to find the errors and rectify it or debug it. Okay, these are the 4 different advantages of method. I hope you all understand the things. Next part is syntax to declare a method. Syntax is access specifier space modifier space return type again space method name space parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis parameter list and opening bracket, then the statement of a method. At last there may be a return statement or may not be, depending upon the program question. return statement, then the closing bracket. So access specifier, modifier, return type, method name, parameter list, opening and closing bracket, these are the statements. These all statements are called the method body. Method body. Okay students, copy it. One by one we have to understand what is access specifier, what is modifier, what is return type, what is method name and parameter list. So I will explain the things. Let's start with the access specifier. Access specifier. Access specifier. Access specifier means suppose from which place, from where we can use this method, we can access this method, or we cannot access this method. Can the method this method can be accessed from inside the class or from outside the class? So these all things are decided by access specifier. Then the modifier. Modifier determine whether the method contents can be modified or not in future. Third is the return type. Return type, this is very important. Return type is any Java valid data type. Either it is integer, float, byte, short, double, boolean, character, string, whatever. So this return type decides to what type of value this method can return as a result. Fourth one is the method name. Method name means any name. We can specify a name to a method. Suppose that is sqrt. This is the method name. And always we call a method using its name. So method name, any name we can specify. But one thing, during specification of a method name, you must keep in your mind, the method name is an identifier. Therefore we have to follow all the rules. Of defining an identifier. And the last one is parameter list. I will explain all the things. I will give you the detailed notes. Parameter list is a comma separated list of variable like this: int x, int y, comma separated list of variables. These variables accepts the values from the caller. I will explain why who is called caller. These variables accept the values from callers and transfer to the method body for further processing. Okay, so this part you write first. In the next video I will explain one by one these all things. Okay, wait for the next video.